This is All of It on WNYC. I'm Allison Stewart. Two siblings on stage. One is a winning mixed martial arts fighter. The other is his kid sister who comes to find him after 16 years. Well, she's not a kid anymore. She works at Applebee's and maybe likes booze a little too much. Her brother had the same habit and is in recovery. It might be something they both got from their shared father. It isn't all they took from their family. Now she wants to get in the ring, and he offers to train her. As they venture into the world of MMA fighting, what it takes to win, what it takes to get hurt, when do you give in, you realize the fighting is a metaphor for a lot in their relationship. But don't be fooled, there is a lot of fighting in the show. Sometimes it's balletic, sometimes it's fierce. The play is called The Monsters, and it's playing at City Center on 55th Street as part of the Manhattan Theater Club. The New York Times called it a critic's pick and said the two leads are hypnotic. Did you hear that? You're hypnotic. Joining us now is, okay, I'm going to try. Ready? Akarete Anarawan?
Yeah.
That was close.
Yeah.
That was close enough. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And also joining us is Anya Mizell. Nice to meet you as well.
Nice to meet you.
All right, so the characters are Big and Lil. Oak, what's up with Big when we meet him?
When you meet him at the top, he's just finished defending his championship. He's won, and he's about to continue on with his life as he's meticulously constructed. He created a nice little comfortable bubble. He has his routine. He does what he does. He's not overly happy, but he's not drowning in alcohol, so it's a win all around.
Do you think he's a good MMA fighter?
I think he's a good MMA fighter.
Could he be a great one?
I think if he was 10 years younger, he could be a great one. He just started kind of late. So for his age, he's kind of phenomenal. But because of that, there's kind of like a ceiling now that he's reached.
What does MMA mean for him in his life?
Structure. It's his structure. It's his motivation. It's his carrot per se. You know, every time he wins a fight, I gotta win today. You know, am I on top of the world? Can I go back and change whatever demons that haunt me? No, but moving forward, I can get ready, I can train, and then when I win, I see the result of my hard work and training. It's very, very visceral and very immediate.
Anya, what's up with Lil when we meet her?
Yeah, she's just lost her mom not too long ago, and the last family member she has is her brother. So she sets up a wild plan to somehow live next to him or seek shelter near him or find some type of housing nearby so that she could catch him after one of the fights and rekindle their relationship that has been estranged for 16 years.
Yeah, it's interesting. She's kept up with him. She knows his fights. She knows his wins. She knows his weaknesses.
Yeah.
Why is she kept up with her brother even though it's been 16 years since he saw her?
I mean, I think Big is Lil Superhero. I think because he left when she was still kind of young enough to have this version of him, this imagined, fantastical big brother superhero that saves the day all the time. I think she locked that image and held on to it for herself to honestly sustain her, something to hold on to in all the absence. I think she created a version of him in her head and held it close through life as life came at her.
Oak, what did you think of Big when you read this script?
I wanted to see him come to life. I also felt that Big represented a lot of young black men in the way that Ngozi wrote him in a very honest way, where sometimes in theater you have a kind of person that's kind of, you see the theater version. They're overly articulate. They're expressing everything. They somehow know exactly how to say what, and they're overly poetic. One thing I loved about him is I really felt the essence of a human that's like, I don't really talk that much. I don't really like speaking that much, and I keep to myself. And I relate to that very much so. And I really felt that in this piece. And he was a fighter. You know, I've trained myself, and I wanted the opportunity to continue to do that, to get paid to do that. Hooray! But really, it's the just the really solitary nature of him, but that he feels so much and doesn't know what to do with that, which I think a lot of people, male or female, can relate to.
Lil, what did you think when you first read Lil?
Oh, I thought she was a gift. I thought she was a gift to many young people growing up in their bodies, however you identify, to grow up in a body, for it to change on you, to learn what protection is, to figure out who you are through a crazy, loud, scary household, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I thought that the story was a gift to people who are maybe just trying to figure it out and figure out how to keep trying. And I think Lil is her own version of superhero, like to be abandoned and then to arrive at the thesis of I'm gonna just protect myself is something that I think a lot of young people today who are growing up in such a fast time are learning that so early. You learn so early that you only have you sometimes, or it can feel like that sometimes.
When Big meets Lil, he's not so sure about her, Oak. He's very wary of her initially. As adults, why is he so unsure of his sister?
I think it has more to do with him than her.
Yeah.
I think he's not necessarily, he doesn't want to deal, he's been running away from his past and how he left things. So when he sees her, I feel like it's like, are we going there? Like, what do you want? Are you going to ask me about that? Are you mad about that? Like, I'm not trying to go back there. So if you're trying to say why, where were you? Please, I moved on with your life. Good luck with everything. Like, I left you in good hands, so on and so forth. So I really think that moment is really more about him being afraid of having to confront his past and how he left things, which you'll find out in the show, but he's not too proud of how he left things.
Let's listen to a clip from The Monsters where Lil is asking questions of Big, and he asks her like how he knows he's going to win. Let's listen.
I'm ready, and I take one look at him and I know.
Know what?
I know when I'm going to win. I know I got him.
How you know?
He ain't got that look in his eye.
Well, look.
The look that says, yeah. He ain't hungry. Not like me. He ain't starving.
What you starving for?
Everything. Everything.
That's from The Monsters. Lil is extra. She's ready to go at all times. Why is she in such a hurry to get wherever she's going?
Yeah, I think Lil's version of urgency is through levity and energy. I think it's a defense mechanism. I think it's anxiety. I think it's like the rush to nowhere. But it all feels like it's crashing down right now, so we have to solve it right now. Who are you and who have you been for the last 16 years? Go. I think she's just like, tell me everything right now, because I need to know right now. I need to know that you're not going anywhere right now, that we're starting our new life as brother and sister forever and always right now. I think it's that urgent for her.
After they meet up, Oak, Big offers to drive her home after hearing she took a bus from not a great part of town. In that moment, are we supposed to experience a sense of love he has for her, or is he just worried about her? What is that sort of signaling to us, that he wants to at least drive her home?
That exactly what you expressed is exactly what it's signaling. It's we don't know yet. Yes, at least for me, I want it to be. How many oftentimes in real life, that's the one thing about theater that sometimes where it's like you I think what makes this piece different and pieces like this that I love is you shouldn't always know what's going on. Because that's what makes it feel like life. If I watch an interaction, I was like, what are they thinking? If you're on the subway and you see a couple talking, you're like, I wonder. And that's the beauty of that moment is we don't really know yet. He knows, For Big, it very much so is like, I have younger siblings and you go back to like, are you good? That's like, I have so many years where I was looking out for you. So it's like, he just gets what are you doing in that neighborhood? You shouldn't, fine, let me just get you there. But it's all of those things, and the audience is supposed to wonder, what is that? Is it love? Is it guilt? Is it a sense of responsibility? I think it's all of those things as well, that at the end of the day, it's like, that's the beauty, I think, of Big in that moment, that first scene. No matter what, there still is that instinct of, I want you to be okay.
We're talking about a play called The Monsters, about a pair of siblings, their relationship over time. We're speaking with actors Anya Mazel and Oak Ananawan. We meet these two sort of in the middle of their life. We get to see them in the future, but we also get to see them in the past when they're kids, what that relationship was like. Oak, what do you do with your body to let us know that this is you that this is big as a younger man? Because he's kind of a soft guy, actually.
Yeah. Throughout the course of the play, you kind of see some events that cause the hardening. With Big, to showcase the difference, it can get very, very technical just in terms of where I place my voice. And there's just kind of a weight that older Big just kind of has that younger Big doesn't. His shoulders aren't as dropped or hunched over. As a fighter, you kind of create the shell when you're fighting, and he's not there yet. So he moves slightly differently. He's a little lighter on his feet. There's a classic, his chest is up a little bit, just like he hasn't been hit to cause him to like close and protect himself. And those are the things that I think differentiate between Big when he's older and Big when he's younger. Really how he moves, how open his chest is, and how he moves through the space versus when he's older. You kind of see the wear and tear. He's tired, he's fighting, he's training. Yeah.
Anya, you play sort of an innocent? Or do you think, is she innocent? When she's younger?
In some ways, in some ways she doesn't have the language for everything yet, but I do think that she's I think she's aware. I think it's weird around here. I think it's loud around here. I think it's scary around here as a little person. But I have fun with my brother, but I know that when we're in this room, when I'm in the small version of her is like, I know that when I'm in this room with this guy, I can be imaginative and free and fun.
Let's listen to you from Monsters. This is you as your younger selves. This is Little and Big.
Big, am I pretty?
No.
No?
You're beautiful.
I thought so. But Billy said I was ugly.
Well, Billy's a dummy.
Yeah, I think so too.
You want me to kill him?
No. Big, that would be crazy.
Just doing my due diligence. Do you like Billy?
Ew, no. I like Yasmin. Yeah, she has these long braids with the barrettes in them, and she's so pretty, and she's so cool. Yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah. Boys are trash.
That's from The Monsters. Had you ever been in a two-hander before?
No.
Ooh, what do you know about a two-hander that you didn't know before?
Well, once the train starts, it doesn't stop, and you are the conductor and the rider in the train. Have an amazing scene partner to like be on the ride with, and it's so fun to transfer who's driving, who's steering, who's who's in charge of the direction. It's fun to have that exchange. It's also a lot of energy. It's also go, 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 and you can't hide. You can't hide. It's not like, oh, we're gonna do our princess track and show up in our one scene at the end of the play and then head out. It's once it starts, it's all you, and it's all the connection that you see on stage, and you have to keep fighting to hold the play and move it to the end. Like it's the fight, and you fight from the beginning to the very end.
Oak, what do you like about being in a two-hander?
I like that there are less variables. So because there are just two artists on stage, it really is, once you're locked in, you're locked in. If we're on the same page, we're good. There's not a new energy coming in. I also like being active. I like doing this. So I like that once we start and we go. There is no break. There is no step off. There is no way of getting out of the moment. it's just going like life. It's just next moment, next moment, next moment, next moment. And another thing is that I think it really creates a different kind of a relationship with the audience, because it's not like there's another person you come and see. You're just with us. You know, it's like watching a series where it's just focusing on one character. You see every step where we go. So for that time, it's really all of us together for that whole time, which I think is beautiful.
It's so interesting. The audience gets really involved. In the show I went to see, somebody yelled out an answer to a question that you asked.
Oh, you're at that, yeah.
I know exactly what show you're talking about.
Yeah.
Does the audience get super into it? Have you noticed? Can you notice from that stage? Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a really intimate space, and it's one of those spaces where we hear everything. So anything you're doing, we hear it. Even if it's rummaging for your bag for something or whispering, there's no such thing as whispering in that space. But yeah, we do get a lot of that.
Or even having catharsis, like we can hear when the sniffles increase. We can hear when people are like, oh my God. Like we can hear when people are trying to get it together because they're choked up. It's really, the list goes on. And we can hear when people are excited to like be on the ride and respond to the show as well.
You had to have so many different movement specialists in this production. What was one thing that they told you that has stuck with you for each show? Whether it was your fight choreographer, the choreographer, what was something they told you which was really important to you?
That's a good question. For me, it was just keep the energy up and stay, like there is no Wednesday matinees. Just kind of like, especially with Ricky, he's just kind of like when we would go back and do it again, he really kept his foot on the gas. And I constantly hear him saying like commit, just giving 110% physically. And the greatest response I've been getting for both of us is they're exhausted because we don't stop. You know, you could tell when someone's kind of marking, like there is no marking. And Ricky was teaching us and going through stuff when he had hip surgery, but I'd still see him get up, stretch every day, work on it with a bad hip, go through the motions. And that really inspired me. I was like, well, if he's still getting it, I have no excuse.
How about for you? What was a piece of information that one of the choreographers or the fight trainers gave you that's important to you every night?
They all are such a huge part of what I replay before doing this show. Just having Sarge Eubanks in the room is a big deal for me. Like she's one of two Black women who hold the title that she holds, and just to have her there being like, you're doing a good job.
She's the fight consultant. Yeah.
She's the fight. Yeah. Hi, everybody. She's the fight consultant. And just for her to be present just felt like motivation for me. It felt like history was in the room, and therefore I'm a part of something really big and important. And that is motivation. And just, I think the presence of our team was just enough. And they were all invested into making sure we could do this and we could do it safely, and that we do it full out. Yeah.
I think it was a talk back that I went to. They had kids there. It was like a family show, and the kids could stay after and they could ask you questions. Were you there that day?
I wasn't there.
You were there, yeah, right? Mm-hmm. What did they want to know? What did the kids want to know?
Well, it's fascinating. From what I remember, they were just like, how do you physically do all that stuff? And then they were like, emotionally, that was a big thing for them. They're like, how do you emotionally do that? And like, I don't understand, like, how do you get into that character? How do you get, like, you know, they felt it so much. So they're just wondering, like, how do you just feel that? How do you feel like all those years of whatever, what have you? That's not what they specifically said, but they focused on those high emotional moments. And they're like, how do you get it in you so that I can feel it too, was the main question that they asked, which I was really happy about. That means they were affected. They were really affected emotionally. You know, they normally, when you do a student matinee, you'll hear fidgeting or talking or something. And you know, with like at that age, there's so many distractions now more than ever. But I was so focused that when it was quiet, they were just really, really locked in. And emotionally, I felt like that's the thing, the emotionality that they were really compelled by. Like, how did you guys do that?
They asked a similar set of questions in Two River, the high school students. They were similarly like, "Are y'all okay?" And
Oh,
how
that's
much
kinda
of
sweet.
how much of this is really who you are, and how much of it is who you're playing, and how do you safely go in between the two? I was like, "Uh-oh, you got me, y'all." That is the question. So.
The play is called The Monsters. It's produced by Manhattan Theater Club. It's be performed at City Center through March 22nd. My guests have been Anya Mizel and Oak Anarawan. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
having us. Greatly
Yeah,
appreciate
this is
it.
wonderful. Thanks for coming to see it.
Yeah,
Of course.
truly. Supporting off Broadway. Let's go.